But having said this, since you've asked me, and I think I'll make this to the audience. So Paytm has been a partner over the years in our acceptance business, our aggregator business. Okay, under current circumstances, we don't know too much about what's happening, but we're talking and we're sort of waiting and watching and seeing how events develop. That's all I can say right now.
Thank you for your question. Yes, sir. Can we please have a mic reach you? So it's coming from your right. Please go ahead.
Hi. Manojit here from Business Standard. So yes. What happens to the co-branded card with Paytm? What happens to the HDFC Bank Paytm co-branded card?
Well, like I said, as of now, it's on and we're waiting and watching and seeing the developments which happen over the next couple of weeks. But as of now, I think the card and the relationship is on. Mind you, I must make a point that the relationship of that card is with 197 and not really the payment bank. Okay, if I were to clarify that. Okay, and as we understand, that's the consumer app which most of us use in this room. So having said that, like I said, we're still waiting and watching and evaluating every situation as it comes, and we'll take a call, appropriate call, depending on what happens.
Thank you for your question, sir. All right, let's take the next one. Yes. Can we have a mic reach this lady?
Hi, sir.
Hi.
Tanya this side from Business Today. Sir, my question is on Giga Business Credit Card. How is this card going to be different than the 4 variants that you just announced today, that is your business credit cards, and also different from a regular credit card? I'm talking about this Giga Business Credit Card that you're going to launch shortly.
Yeah. So like I said, one of our learnings over the last 2-3 years that the SME and MSME base is pretty diverse and large, different types of businesses, different, and that is a key learning. Okay, so a large portion of this, of the range which we've launched today, okay, addresses a lot of the conventional segments which are playing. You could, like I said, a trader, you could have a chartered accountant, you could have a doctor, so on and so forth, many and big, large and small. With the fintech boom in the last couple of years, you've realized a new army or a new segment actually has emerged of people who work from home, okay, or small offices, okay, essentially dealing in the fintech space, okay, software development, coders, so on and so forth, and the multiple other such kind of things. We realize the needs of these people are again slightly hatke from the traditional SME. Like was mentioned, these need not necessarily be, they may be entry level in business, but they could be reasonably well to do as individuals. They deal with it. The level of the kind of customers that they deal with are slightly different. They could be the larger companies, okay. Their needs in terms of purchases, etc., are different from a traditional thing. So we said, since this is growing, and we've seen it, and we all know, I think that army is growing as the fintech boom increases. Okay, we said it does merit to see that can we have a separate offering, okay, in that space and target those segment of customers, because these are young and a proportion of them will actually grow to be very large entrepreneurs as we speak. Okay, we're still fine-tuning the product, but the product will be coming soon.
Thank you for your question, ma'am. All right, I'm going to do a quick check if we have any further questions. All right.
Yeah.
Can we have the mic reach this lady here? Go ahead.
Hi, sir. Ekta from Z Business. Sir, as my colleague from FE mentioned that, asked you a question about Paytm. So here, as they reached out to big banks for support, so did they reach out to you also for some kind of support? And are you seeing this Paytm fiasco as kind of a business opportunity too? Because, you can also increase the market share of PayZapp.
We've been partners with them, so we talk. We talk on business as usual. Okay, so that sort of talk is on. We also in that sense compete. So where we're partners, we also compete in the merchant acceptance space, in the app space. PayZapp we've just relaunched, as you know, a couple of months back, and we're seeing very good traction on that. Okay, so with all that is happening in the ecosystem, obviously there will be a churn of customers probably happening, and over the last week or so we've seen a good significant traction and customers moving both to our PayZapp app and also to our Vyapar app, the merchant app, which we're going. So we see that happening. Okay, and about discussions with them, like I said, we're waiting and watching and evaluating to see what's happening, and we'll take calls from that.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for your question. Maybe we'll look for one last question here. Do we have? Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
Just,
Yeah.
yeah. Just wanted to clarify this 55 days free credit is for all 4 cards?
Yeah. So built into the card product is an interest-free period, which we talked of 55 days. It's there in all the cards.
That's not the maximum. That is,
Pardon?
that's not the maximum that's available for all,
That's available for every
Even
card holder
this
on all the
first-
4 variants. On all the 4 variants. Yeah.
Thank you for your question, ma'am. All right. Another question? Okay. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead. And the mic is on your right.
Thank you. Hi, I am Pragati Oberoi from NDTV Profit. So in FY24, okay.
Yeah.
So I have a sore throat. Is it better now?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's better.
In FY24, the SME loan defaults were expected to rise. So how well are you placed on your underwriting at this point?
Sorry,
In FY24, the SME loan defaults were expected to rise by some reports. So just want to understand how well are you placed on your underwriting at this point?
okay. So
That's my first question though.
Pardon?
I have another one after this. I'll take it after.
Okay. So you want me to answer, or you ask the second question?
Please answer, then I'll ask the next
Okay.
one.
So our approach to credit underwriting, as you know, has traditionally been always conservative. Okay. We're very clear about which segments we want to source in, and which segments we don't want to source in. And if we choose to get into segment, what are the mitigants in case cycle? We also understand, because we're a long-standing retail asset lender, that there are cycles which keep on coming once every 3 to 4 years. And so there are automatic mitigants built into our policy and the way we source. Okay, we adopt the same approach irrespective of cycles. So it's not that when the cycle is good, we open up our policy, and when it's right, we tighten. We've got a fairly consistent approach to underwriting, and therefore, as you see in the performance of the bank across all loan segments, I think our credit performance has been extremely low and very consistent. Okay, so even in this space, so built into our business strategy and even our underwriting strategy, we take into account that there could be cycles, there could be bubbles in some areas, etc. We have a very strong early warning system built into our approach to underwriting. And it's not just about the credit team. It's closely linked with our acquisition team, our sales team, our business managers. Okay, and in one sense, you can say all of the people involved in the business are credit managers or business managers, whichever way you look at it. And so therefore, this is a philosophy in the bank. Okay, so we're really not too worried about one segment coming up bubble. We would typically understand and learn about these things well in advance, number one. And of course, our entire retail asset portfolio is well diversified enough so that we're not exposed too much to any one segment. So we've built in all of those operational risk approach to all our businesses.
All right, fair. Thanks so much, sir. My next question is, of course, related to the current business opportunities. My next question is related to the current business opportunities, and my other friends from media have sort of asked you already that question. With the recent thing that has happened with Paytm, of course, what has happened, but it is also an opportunity for many other fintech players and banks to increase their share in the market or go faster on the business in certain segments. So if I have to specifically ask you about the FASTag and the NCMC, is there a change in strategy happening in conversations at the bank at this point?
Are you talking specifically about Paytm?
No, I mean, because of the fallout, yeah.
Well, I mean, any upheaval which happens in any market, and if it impacts one player, there's always an opportunity because the space is left out. Okay, so to that extent, business grows, and individuals would individual companies would gain benefit through that thing. Consumers are smart. I mean, they know where they want to go, they know whom they want to go to, and so that's a churn which keep on happening. I see that happening even as we speak right now. So is there an increased business opportunity for everyone in the industry? Answer is yes. Okay, for those who are well poised, have great products, great value propositions, and have a great distribution, I think those players would gain more.
Okay, and if may I ask one follow-up? Just one, please, last one.
Sure.
Do you see a soundbox business also expanding after this?
Absolutely. So, like I said, the opportunities which are going across the businesses you mentioned, including
Right.
the acceptance and the merchant business.
Okay.
In our own portfolio, Vyapar, and I'll take 2 minutes on that, we've seen very good traction of a combination of the app and the soundbox. We've seen very good traction, practically double the kind of throughput which you merchant. And so it's not about any one player. I think that's an ecosystem play which I see happening. Okay, the sound box itself as a device, as a hardware device, is evolving. It started with voice-based sort of announcements. It is now moving to accepting cards and even tap and pay, as you call so. So that's the evolution which I already see happening. And we invest in that space. So we find that a pretty lucrative growth area.
At this point, especially.
Yeah.
Okay,
Pardon?
thank
Yeah.
At this point, especially. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ma'am, you have another question? All right. The mic behind you, please.
It's just the follow-up of the question and maybe, seeking some sort of clarity also. There are news, खबरें ये भी कहती हैं कि पेटीएम का जो वॉलेट बिजनेस है, हालांकि पेटीएम ने डिनाई किया है कि HDFC इंटरेस्ट दिखा रहा है या जियो इंटरेस्ट दिखा रहा था, बट इफ एट ऑल देयर इज अ probability of surrendering the wallet or something like that. So, do you think so the big players or the banks or the fintech players will be interested because अभी पेटीएम पर ED की भी एक तरह से खतरा है, प्लस KYC में बहुत बड़ा झोल है. So, do you think so other players would be interested?
I can't answer on behalf of anyone else. All I can say about ourselves is that we're looking at the situation and evaluating.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for all your questions. That's all the time we had. I think this will be the most fitting opportunity for my friends from the media for a photo op. So we're going to quickly turn the stage around for the photo opportunity. And Mr. Rao, thank you so much, sir. Please stay with me. Yes, please stay with me. And thank you so much for responding to all the questions and for launching India's first dedicated range of business credit cards. My friends from the media, this is your cue to keep your cameras ready. Mr. Rao, sir, you may take your stance. Time to get your shots. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm just thinking as Mr. Rao stands there for a photo opportunity, I think it's time for us to applaud and wish success of Biz First, Biz Grow, Biz Power and Biz Black. Success to the prosperity of businesses across India.